A little bit. That's not. It's fine.
Because I could always take them off. I don't know. Hi, my name is Kristian. Did I say my last name too?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kristian Zadlo. I'm 23 years old. I just graduated from NYU with my master's degree with a focus on augmented reality. And other than that, I have a massive passion for track and field. So yeah, I have a passion for track and field, so much so that I do every single track and field event. I'm a multi-event athlete. I do the heptathlon and decathlon. And so what the heptathlon and decathlon is, it's 10 track and field events. The decathlon's 10 track and field events across 2 days. It's in order: the 100 meter long jump, shot put, high jump, 400 meters, 110 meter hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, and the 1500, or the mile, close to the mile run. But I started off as a sprinter and a pole vaulter, and that's where my original passions are. I love the sport. I love just being able to test your physical ability and further yourself at a physical level, physical state against other people, and see how you can become the best version of yourself, at least physically. In the future, I don't know what I'm going to do with track and field. I love the sport a lot, and I would love to continue doing that unattached. But one thing that's very difficult as an unattached athlete is getting the funding, getting the resources, because you're not by a school. And I think that's something the sport as a whole is actively working on, getting more funding to athletes in order to continue the sport at more of a professional level. But also I have a love for coaching. I do think coaching is within my near future, and if I had a coaching gig, I would probably be more open to that over being an unattached athlete. But by every means, I will be practicing and continuing to further myself athletically, regardless if I pursue coaching over being an unattached athlete. Yeah, so I graduated with a master's degree, technically in design and multimedia, but my focus was in augmented reality. And I think when most people hear the word augmented reality, they actually think virtual reality. They think people with goggles immersing themselves in some kind of virtual world in some other space. And that's not actually augmented reality, that's virtual reality. Augmented reality is about bringing virtual elements to the real world instead of bringing yourself to a virtual world. And so how do you go about bringing a virtual, what does it look like to bring virtual elements to the real world? What does it look like to bring virtual elements to the real world? Think about opening your phone, and on social media, you enable like facial filters that transform you in some unique way, and it's still you're still seeing the real world, but there's these virtual elements that are making modifications. Maybe you can think about going around your room with a furniture app and seeing virtual furniture before you actually buy the furniture, and you see the furniture, what it might look like in your physical space, whatever your room is. And so that's what augmented reality is, and I'm very passionate and interested in that field. My background's actually in engineering, and being that augmented reality is a developing field, I'm super excited to be able to practice those engineering skills and also be creative and tell a story with virtual elements. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because no longer is the world limited to physical capacity, actual physical things. You can literally make up things that you can't even like wrap your head around because it could just be virtual. It could be completely digital and just absolutely random and abstract, on top of and still existing within the physical space. So what's going on in my life? I would say that currently the future of my life has been uncertain, and I have been living spontaneously more than I have ever in my life. I currently don't have a job. However, even today I just interviewed with a company. I'm also entertaining an offer, but I also have to move out of New York City tomorrow. and my lease is up. I don't want to leave New York, but my landlord is not interested in renewing the lease. So I'm forced to move out without said job security. So I will be nomadic and spontaneous for the next couple of weeks. I'll be traveling to California for a week to visit my girlfriend. I will be also camping out in northern Wisconsin with friends, and I'll also be visiting my family in Chicago for the next couple of weeks. So very nomadic and spontaneous. My stuff, I'm leaving it in New York with a friend, and hopefully I will have an idea of where I'm going to live a month from now, and hopefully I'll also have a job, maybe accept one of the offers that or even get a job from one of the interviews that I had very recently. Pretty stressed. What thought am I marinating? Oh man, I feel like it's all pessimistic thoughts. I don't like that. I think one of the biggest thoughts, reoccurring thoughts that I've had over the last several days is in regards to attachment and detachment, because that's been incredibly difficult for me, being that I have to leave a city that I absolutely love, absolutely enjoy, move away from people that I enjoy being around so much and have absolutely amazing memories with. Everything about this environment is definitely great, so at least socially, for my mental health. At the same time, I have to settle with some level of detachment because I need to recognize that there are potentially opportunities elsewhere in the world for me. There are other people in the world also that love me and want to be with me as well. And being able to balance both is incredibly difficult, and I never feel like there's a right answer for how do you prioritize your attachments and when is it appropriate to detach. And I hope I could find a balance between the two. I still hope that maybe one day I'll be back in the city. That would be great. And if not, hopefully I find everything that I enjoy, the social aspect, the opportunities, the amount of exploration in the city elsewhere, in other places in the world, which I'm sure there is. I just hope it matches the same level of excitement and feelings that I've had over here. So.
Sweet, that was awesome. That was perfect. Thank you, Kristian.
Yeah, absolutely. That was exciting. I love that.
Yeah, so it's been tricky. I mean, I don't know.
What if you move over to the side to get more, unless you already...
I mean, so see what I'm talking about? So I'm going to keep it like pretty tight. So like, if he's going to get any monument, it's just going to be like the little bit of, unless I shift.
Yeah, that's too bright of a backdrop.
Is it really that bright? Hi, my name is Sagar Patel. I am 24 years right now, as of June 2022. I currently live in New York City, and I will be moving and starting the next chapter of my life across the entire country, which is in Seattle. And I just graduated from NYU with a master's in computer engineering, with most of my focus in data science and machine learning, and that's what I'll be continuing with the company that I'll be joining, which right now is apparently world's largest e-commerce company. And I can say it's also the largest it's named after the largest rainforest in the world. And I guess that should give you enough information about it. I think I'd start with moving to Seattle maybe. So the biggest thing that I'm excited and also scared for is moving to Seattle. I mean, I do have a lot of friends there. Most of my friends from undergrad or high school or even grad school are in Seattle right now. So I'm not exactly worried about my social life per se, but this will also be the first time when I'm living by myself, without any roommates, without like completely being responsible for an entire space on my own. So that's going to be something that's scary, because even now I need white noise to sleep to. I always need Netflix running in the background if I want to sleep, because I'm just so used to growing up having people around me. I mean, not people but per se, but just my parents for most part. And I'm excited about leaving my room door open when I go to bed though, because this was the first time when I had to close my room door for privacy reasons. And that's just, I guess that's been something interesting maybe. And another thing that I want to try when I move to Seattle is and this may sound really different. I don't know if it's gonna pick up, but I really want to start a YouTube channel maybe, or just get into a podcast. I still don't know what content I'm gonna figure out because I feel like maybe it's just about putting myself out there and then building my content based on the audience that I generate. So I don't want to pick a domain and then start working towards it. I just want to try different things. Maybe start with a day in the life video, or maybe just cooking videos per se, because I love cooking and I love biking. I love nature. So maybe some kind of vlog channel or something like that. Maybe just try different things, or book reviews. I guess that's what I have been like thinking about a lot. Apart from that, with respect to my job, with my actual full-time job, I am kind of excited about it because it's in machine learning. So I would be working in an industry that I am interested in. I'm still not sure about what I will be working on, but all I know is it's going to be something that's related to cloud. So I guess it's going to be interesting maybe. I don't know. I am excited to meet the team, meet different people who are way more experienced than me in the field. So just learn more things about the field that I'm going to be getting into. And apart from that, yeah, just focus on my health, read a lot of books, eat a lot of food, travel. I guess this is what and also YouTube, yeah. So these are the things that I want to try. So a message to like a side note message to myself 5 years from now: I hope you have a YouTube channel, and even if you have like 3 subscribers, 2 of which are sitting right here, I guess it's okay.
Maybe we'll get some extra flood in from my channel.
Right.
With some crossover.
We could do some crossovers, yeah. It's just 2 people who have a little bit of just the right amount of wine to be tipsy and have a conversation. You don't want to be because I guess that's what drives a natural conversation. And I don't know about the genre of the podcast either. I just want to try different things, maybe figure out what I want to head towards, maybe just find my niche that way, because I still feel like I am way too underconfident to go in front of a camera. Like, this is the longest I've gone without being interrupted in front of a camera where I did not, I would say, break character.
Break character.
He says while breaking
been a
character.
character.
It's been scary. The last couple of weeks have been really hard on me because until then I used to think, oh, I'm moving, I'm excited, new part of life. And growing up, I've moved around a lot of cities. I think I'd say almost every year I was living in a different city. So I was used to moving to a new place, making new friends, meeting new people, detaching myself, and then starting all over again. But now, ever since I've moved to New York, I feel like that emotion has been kind of misplaced for me, I'd say. I don't know if misplaced is the right word, but I'd say I don't want to feel that way because I really felt that I grew as an individual in the city. Also, this was the first time when I was moving away from home, which is in Bangalore, India. And this was the first time living by myself, surrounded by absolute strangers. And I feel like I pushed myself way too much out of the comfort zone by deciding to not live with people that I was familiar with, try to go all out with having new roommates who are from different backgrounds of life. Some of them turned out to be great, some of them not so much. And I guess there's always a learning experience in all of them. When I moved to New York, I was kind of scared and a really underconfident person. I could not just go up and talk to anyone or even say respond with a hi if someone said hi to me. But now I probably smile back, like, baby steps. And about other parts of my life, there were lows. Like, I've hit my personal rock bottoms in the city. I've also had my personal highs and lows. So I'd say it's been a fun ride. It taught me a lot about myself, and I think getting to know other people as well to some extent, that I've been getting better at understanding other human nature and behavior, and recognize what aligns with my values, what does not align for me, and what's right, what's not. Um, I'd say it's partly because the city I come from is very similar to some extent like New York, because everybody is from outside the city. Like, you don't really consider having someone who is uh, like a second generation New Yorker or something like that. Usually you are from somewhere outside the some other part of the country or other part of the world, and you too tend to meet a lot of people with different perspectives, and I guess that has been really handy for me. That probably helped me ease into my process. And I'd say about lately the last 6 months have been way more pivotal, because since it's been post pandemic, it's been a lot easier for me to socialize, meet new people, try to go out as much as I can, hit parks, um, try different restaurants, maybe go to shows, watch and read. Maybe just, yeah, I got back into reading this year, and I've been trying to read at least maybe 26 books this year so far. I think I've been overshooting my goal, because I'm at like 22 already, and I don't know if that's gonna continue when I move to Seattle for my job, but I'm just happy that I'm reading and I'm learning more things about myself and other people. Um, so yeah, actually, yeah, there's been a thought that's been on my mind for quite some time now, and it's been a few months, I would say. So I've been experiencing major imposter syndrome, that maybe I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna get anywhere in life and stuff like that. So that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about. I guess it's partly because I'm still going through a phase in my life where I'm experiencing maybe stages where I'm not really confident as a person. So I guess that's just early 20s for you. And yeah, maybe just fighting imposter syndrome is the thing that I want to focus on right now, and figure out like that we're not gonna have it all sorted for us. Like, I can plan my whole future right now. All I can do is just let things be and focus on the process rather than the output. Um, so I hope to myself in the future that it's okay if you haven't figured all your stuff out, because that's just a part of learning. I hope you're learning new things every day. That's probably the first thing I would want to know. I hope you're happy, and also better off. Maybe you have a better job and are much more happier. Maybe in a different city in this country. I hope you're living every single day with positivity, and just trying not to let other people get to you. Maybe realize that you are the best version of yourself. Like, you are something that I probably pictured myself now, but it's okay. Just focus on being a better version of yourself. You are your worst enemy and also your best friend. So use that to your advantage. Keep moving forward. Don't compare your life to others. Just if you're happy with your skin, that's perfect. And if not that, I guess try living one day at a time, maybe. But please be better off. Like, I guess that's the one thing I want to focus on, because maybe that's just me right now. I don't know. Maybe your definition of happiness is going to change in the next few years. But I'd say I hope you are, at more peace with yourself than you are right now. Right now, I'm just getting in terms with myself, figuring out what I want. So I guess I'm at the start of my journey, and I hope you're somewhere at the beginning of a new journey, someplace else. So maybe just that, and yeah, just don't be too hard on yourself.
What's a book that you would recommend people read? What do you think that's like approachable for everyone to get into? Something that you value.
Okay, so there have been two books that I would personally recommend. The first one would be A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I don't know if I'm butchering his pronunciation. I'm sorry about that. But it's mostly about the Holocaust and about a doctor's journey across the time. So it's really inspiring and really touching with seeing how he deals with the situation. So I guess it's a short read. It's not that big. It's probably a few above 100 pages. So I guess it's a quick read. Maybe you can finish in a day. And another book that I do really like is Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark. So he is a physicist at MIT right now. I don't know, maybe he's retired. Like he's gonna be retired by the time people in the future see this. But he basically just broke down life into three stages of evolution, where we think that the next stage of evolution for mankind is where we can control externally our thoughts and our basic body parts, like not just limited to thoughts, but we can also replace other things. And also maybe just discussing the future of artificial intelligence, seeing where humans would be maybe 10,000 years from now, and discussing how we could become an interplanetary species, maybe even intergalactic in a few million years if we decide to stay. Because we know for a fact that humans are not going to be on Earth for more than maybe just a few million years, because an average lifespan of any civilization on Earth has not been more than 14 million, I guess. And unless humans figure out a way to get out of this planet, I don't see that happening for us either. So yeah, I guess it's a fun read if you're into science fiction. It's completely based on research, so it would be a fun read. It's a non-fiction, yes, but I would suggest definitely try reading it out. And yeah, I guess maybe these are the two books I would definitely recommend. Apart from that, Atomic Habits, pretty good book if you want to just focus on making yourself a better person every single day.